Sometimes the people we meet by accident become the biggest reason our life changes forever. Rainy nights, broken hearts, dark secrets, and a love story that was never supposed to happen. This is the story of Ryan Walker and Emma Collins, two strangers connected by destiny but chased by a terrifying mystery from the past. One rainy night, a lonely boy meets a crying girl outside an old cafe. But what starts as a simple love story soon turns into a dangerous game of secrets, fear, and death. Who was Ethan? Why did he look exactly like Ryan? And who keeps sending those terrifying messages? A story filled with love, emotions, suspense, mystery, and shocking twists in every episode. Hello friends, welcome to our brand new emotional and suspenseful love story. If you enjoy stories filled with love, mystery, emotions, and shocking twists, then make sure to subscribe to our channel right now because today's story contains a broken heart, a rainy night, and a dangerous secret that will change everyone's life forever. So, without wasting any more time, let's begin today's story. It was 9 baje in London. The city streets were soaked in rain. Yellow lights reflected on the wet roads. Cold wind filled the air, and people rushed toward their destinations. But outside an old coffee shop, one boy stood completely alone. His name was Ryan Walker, 24 years old. Quiet, mysterious, a boy whose eyes carried the pain of an unfinished story. Ryan stood silently with a cup of coffee in his hand, watching the rain fall. That's when he saw her. Across the street stood a girl in a white hoodie. Her hair was wet from the rain, and tears rolled down her cheeks. Her name was Emma Collins. Ryan kept staring at her for a few seconds before finally walking toward her. Hey, are you okay? Emma quickly wiped her tears away. Yeah, I'm fine. But her trembling voice revealed the truth. Ryan slowly removed his jacket and placed it on her shoulders. Emma looked surprised. Strangers usually don't do this, she said softly. Ryan smiled faintly. Maybe some strangers meet for a reason. The rain became heavier. Both of them entered the nearby coffee shop. Soft music played in the background while people stayed busy in their own worlds. But for Ryan and Emma, a new story had just begun. Ryan looked at her carefully. So, what happened? Very fully in feet. Emma stayed silent for a moment before speaking. Today was supposed to be my engagement. Ryan froze. Emma forced a smile, but tears escaped again. He left me for someone else. Silence filled the table. Ryan looked at her gently. Sometimes broken hearts meet at the right time. For the first time that night, Emma smiled. Hours passed as they talked about dreams, heartbreak, love, and life. Neither of them realized when the clock struck 2 baje. The coffee shop was about to close. Emma slowly walked toward the door, then suddenly turned back. Will I ever see you again? Ryan smiled softly. Maybe destiny already decided that. Emma smiled one last time before disappearing into the rain. But Ryan had no idea Emma was hiding a dangerous secret. A secret that would soon change both their lives forever. The next morning, Ryan woke up late, but for the first time in months, there was a small smile on his face. He couldn't stop thinking about Emma. Her eyes, her smile, and her final question from last night. Will I ever see you again? Ryan smiled to himself. Suddenly his phone vibrated. Unknown number. Ryan opened the message. Don't trust Emma Collins. Ryan's heartbeat stopped for a second. He immediately replied. Who are you? No response. Ryan stared at the screen nervously. Probably just stupid prank, he whispered. But deep inside, fear had already entered his mind. That evening, Ryan returned to the same coffee shop. His eyes constantly moved toward the entrance. He was waiting for Emma. And then the door opened. Emma walked inside. Today she wore a black jacket. Her hair was slightly wet and her beautiful eyes looked tired. But something felt wrong. She looked scared. Ryan quickly walked toward her. Emma, are you okay? Emma nervously looked around the cafe as if someone was watching her. Then she whispered. The cafe fell silent. Ryan's hands trembled as he stared at the message on his phone. You are next. Emma looked terrified. Outside, heavy rain crashed against the streets. Ryan immediately called the unknown number. But after a few seconds, an automated voice replied, "The number you are trying to reach is switched off." Frustrated, Ryan threw his phone onto the table. "Who the hell is doing this?" Emma looked down quietly. "Ryan, maybe you should stay away from me." Ryan frowned. "Why? Why?" Emma's eyes filled with tears again. "Because everyone close to me gets hurt." For a moment, neither of them spoke. Ryan picked up the photograph once more. The dead man truly looked identical to him. Even the small birthmark on his neck was exactly the same. Ryan's breathing became heavier. "Emma, this is impossible." Emma looked at the photo sadly. His name was Ethan. Ryan slowly asked, "How did he die?" Emma remained silent for a few seconds. Then she finally answered. 1 year ago, Ethan suddenly disappeared. 3 days later, the police found his car near a bridge. Ryan listened carefully. Emma's voice trembled as tears rolled down her face. But his body was never found. Ryan looked shocked. "Wait, so maybe he's still alive?" Emma slowly shook her head. "No, because before disappearing, he sent me a voice message." Ryan asked quietly. "What did he say?" Emma swallowed nervously before answering. "If anything happens to me, never trust them." Ryan frowned. "Them? Who are they?" Emma didn't answer. Suddenly, the cafe door burst open. A man wearing a black coat and cap walked inside. Half of his face was hidden in darkness. He slowly walked toward Ryan and Emma's table. Ryan stood up immediately. "Who are you?" The man didn't say a word. Instead, he placed a sealed envelope on the table. Then he turned around and walked away. Ryan instantly chased after him. But the moment who was that mysterious man who suddenly disappeared after leaving the envelope? Who secretly took pictures of Ryan and Emma? And what was the real meaning behind the words written on the photo? "He should have died too." But the biggest question of all, how was the same symbol hidden inside Ryan's father's diary? Was Ryan's past also connected to this dangerous mystery? To discover the answers to all these questions, wait for our next episode. We'll meet again with another mystery, another suspense, and a shocking new twist in the story.